Welcome back to Hockey Thoughts with Scott. And we're continuing our series talking about the #1 overall pick in the NHL Draft. We're going to focus in on the Winnipeg Jets. Now, the Winnipeg Jets is going to be an interesting team because they're not overly. They've got good pieces. They've got good forward pieces. But this is the team, in my opinion, I think could be your really one of the few couple teams that could actually look to trade the #1 overall pick, in my opinion. Let's take a look at the Jets. Let's take a look at the Jets and where they stand right now. Now, when you talk about their as a forward group, you've got Wheeler, Connor, Laine, Scheifele, Ehlers, Lowry, Andrew Kopp. They've got a very good offensive core. Roslovic, Appleton, RFAs, they have to take care of those guys or look to move pieces around. However, when you start to take a look at their defense, Kulikov, Bayou, DeMello, Spiza, Anthony Benedetto, they're all UFAs. They also lost Dustin Byfuglien during the season. If we take a look at their defense, yes, you have Philly Hanola, who had some spot duty last year. Logan Stanley, who's had some spot duty. They got a couple other young defensemen that have just signed their entry-level deals. So, again, they've got some guys in the system. However, when you're looking at their defensive, their core defense of who's going to be on their back end, you've got Morrissey, you've got Pionk, and after that, there's not much that's there. Now, again, Hinola probably does get into that, but again, that's where they have a positional need. Now, you're not going to, in my opinion, you're not going to take a defenseman in the #1 pick. There isn't a Rasmus Dahlin in this draft. Jamie Drysdale is probably the best defenseman on the board, but are you taking Jamie Drysdale at #1? I highly doubt it. So the reason why I bring this up is I think this is a slot where I could see the Jets looking to trade down a few spots. Take that #1 pick, trade down, take a look, a later pick in the first round. I don't think I would go down any further than 4. So I'd be looking at talking to Ottawa with one of their 2 picks at 3 and 5. I'd be looking at Detroit at 4 to see, again, if it makes sense to get into that slot to take Jamie Drysdale. That, again, if I were in charge of the Jets, that's what I would be looking to do. You can get a couple additional assets with that as well. The Ottawa Senators has an embarrassment of riches when it comes to draft picks this coming year. So you can make a trade, get a first and a second from the Ottawa Senators. They get Lafreniere, and then you get a defenseman plus another decent prospect to work with. I don't see Alexis Lafreniere as a Winnipeg Jet, not because he wouldn't fit, but I think the Jets could take that pick and parlay that into something else. That's what I think is going to end up happening with it. Those are my thoughts on what the Winnipeg Jets would do if they get the first overall pick. Please leave your comments down below. If you like this content, please go ahead and subscribe and also give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much. We'll see you in our next video.